This is me every morning at around 4 a.m. and it has been me for the last few years without an alarm clock. Let's freaking go, baby! But trust me, it hasn't always been that way because up until a few years ago, this was me every morning whenever life allowed me to at around 10 or 11 a.m. Now, I'm sorry, I lied to you. I don't actually wake up with a race driver suit and sunglasses. I just wanted to prove a point to you that I wake up energized when I wake up early. Sometimes it's a little earlier, sometimes it's a little later. I don't use an alarm. All of that is true. Literally, when I was a kid, I did not want to go on vacation with my parents if the morning buffet ended at 10 a.m. because that would mean I would have to get up at 9 a.m. to be able to eat breakfast. So that was just a no-go. Hej mor. Må jeg lige spørge dig om noget på engelsk til en video jeg laver? When I was a kid and we were going on vacation, what was my only condition? Like the only thing that I required?
If I told you that we have found a place to our holiday, you said, what time will we have our breakfast? If it was before 10, we're not interested. After 10, you wanted to go with us.
But a few years ago, I decided to listen to all of those motivational speakers out there who told me that getting up early would change my life. And so I changed a bunch of habits. But first, a little disclaimer. I think I'm missing something because I tied it with hair ties. Before I'm able to explain this disclaimer, for this whole thing to work, I think we need to change. Much better, right? Thank you for giving me a thumbs up for making an effort. And it worked. We're in Denmark and all of this green screen worked because I wanted to share with you a little disclaimer because I'm originally from Denmark, but I've been living in LA for the last few years. When it's 4 a.m. in LA, it's 1 p.m. in Denmark. So the disclaimer is basically that if I were to have been constantly jet lagged for the last few years, it would kind of be as if I had been sleeping in, even though I had been getting up at 4 a.m. LA time. But it could also be because I completely changed my habits and my mentality around certain things. And if you think that's the case, you should keep watching because we're gonna get into those now. So let's get back to LA. If you're someone who wants to start an earlier morning routine for yourself and keep snoozing, I'm not a scientist, but I do think that some of the things and the habits that I've created could possibly help you too. No! Bye-bye, green screen. So our sleep cycle is pretty much just like a pizza. Let me explain. I should probably take the plastic off. Let's talk about why this perfect 24 slice pizza is a great representation of our sleep cycle. Pizza has a lot of calories. Calories represents energy. What else do we get energy from? Sleep. And now I like to sleep 7 hours every night. What I'm currently doing is I'm sleeping from 9 p.m. to 4 a.m. So that means I can eat 7 slices of this delicious pizza and get my 7 hours of sleep. Now, maybe you also like to sleep 7 hours a night, but you like to sleep from midnight to 7 a.m. Same thing, same energy, different times. Now I know that some people like their pizza with pineapple, some people hate pizza with pineapple, and I used to think that I liked pizza without pineapple, just like I used to think that I wasn't gonna be able to ever become an early riser. But it wasn't until I tried the pizza with pineapple that I realized I actually really like that. Just like I tried forcing myself to get up early and then realized that I actually really like that. I just realized that I'm more productive in the morning. I know some people are more productive at night. There's no right or wrong way to sleep. Just like there's no right or wrong way to eat your pizza. And I know I'm gonna hear a lot of hate for saying that. The thing with the fact that it's okay to eat pineapple on your pizza, but it's really good, guys. It's really good. Now the first thing that I did is I became like an old person. As in, I went to bed consistently early every single night, and that helped me a lot. Now obviously that's not new to any of us. We all know that to create this early morning routine, we have to get to bed early and we have to be consistent with it. I used to party a lot on the weekends, believe it or not. In Denmark, we started drinking a little bit too early, definitely a lot earlier than 21, which is what you're supposed to do in America, which also means that now I'm over it. I don't go out and drink anymore, and I'm still young. I guess there's some perks to it, at least there has been for me. But when I did that and I would, you know, try to get into a routine, but then every weekend, 2 days a week, I would stay up late, it just messed with my sleeping schedule. So I definitely think that's something to think about, and it's helped me a lot. Cheers! That leads us to the next point, which is drinking alcohol. This was water, because I actually don't drink anymore. There's nothing wrong with drinking. I have nothing against drinking. For me, I just had to figure out what are my priorities. Drinking alcohol kind of messed up the other things that I wanted. I just decided that it wasn't for me. I'm mentioning it in this context because I do remember that when I used to drink, it did mess up my sleep. So that's just something to be aware of. Again, there's nothing wrong with drinking alcohol at all. The only thing that matters is that you know your priorities, and whatever those are to make you feel the most happy, the most fulfilled. It may just be a good thing to be aware of if alcohol kind of affects your sleep, and if you then want to move around some habits or some priorities. Let's chat about caffeine. Energy drinks, pre-workout, and coffee all has caffeine, and we all know caffeine makes us high and energized. But this is relevant when it comes to sleeping early, because if you take in caffeine right before that time, that early bedtime that you decided to go in, there's a chance that you won't actually be able to fall asleep. They say that after 5 to 6 hours of drinking a cup of coffee with 200 milliliters of caffeine, you still have half of that caffeine in your body, and that it doesn't completely leave your body till 10 or 12 hours after consuming that 200 milligram caffeine coffee. Anyway, you get the point. I try my best to drink my last cup of coffee between maybe around 10 a.m. and I obviously feel just like you probably do. When I drink it later than that, I'm not as able to fall asleep. Grandma isn't as able to fall asleep as she normally would. 9 p.m. she's out. Now another thing that really affects my sleep is when I snack and eat right before bed. I've really made an effort to try not to eat 3 hours before I go to bed. I've not always been consistent with it, and when I haven't been, when I've eaten like right before bed, I feel that it's affecting my sleep. Lately I've been trying to be really good about it, and I feel different. Also, I was just pretending to watch TV because I don't actually have a TV yet, or maybe I don't want a TV at all. I'm not really a TV watcher, and I don't want to fall into the trap of watching some series, because this year for me is for growth, and I know that once we fall into a rabbit hole of series, it's hard to stop, and I kind of want to spend that time in the evening on self-development and all the things I want to grow within. Okay, that was the sidetrack, so let's get back on track. And what better way than talking about the relationship between waking up early and working out. When we work out, we're obviously more used at night, at least I am, and so I have a much easier time falling asleep after having finished a really challenging workout, which means that has made it so much easier for me to go to bed earlier, which also means that then I'll be able to get that early morning wake up time. The same would happen to you if you did that sometimes. If you watch my videos for a while, you know that I preach about my morning routine, which is almost kind of like my religion. But for real, when I first started waking up early, I'd created a morning routine for myself, which almost kind of gave me a purpose to wake up early, because I know that I had to do that thing when I woke up. It's been meditation, journaling, and some sort of movement for a long time, but I started off with just doing one little thing every morning for my morning routine. It may not be something that you necessarily feel like doing when you wake up in the morning, like maybe a meditation or workout doesn't sound like a lot of fun for you at 6 a.m. But then, just like Mel Robbins says, and other motivational speakers out there, that you have to connect this new habit with a positive reward. For me, that's been every morning when I've done my meditation, I can drink my morning coffee. Or every morning when I have done my little movement, whatever that is, I can eat my breakfast. And just connecting that morning routine with something that feels like a reward or something that feels really good helps us trick our brain into believing that this is something good. So when we wake up in the morning and have connected this habit with something good, we'll automatically be more willing to actually get up and do it. Now, something that I've not done, but that I know a lot of people talk and preach about, is if it's hard for you to not just hit snooze on your alarm, just put your alarm on the other side of the room. I think I heard this from Matt Davella. Wait, am I saying it right? Matt Delavella. Maybe give it a shot. Now for me, I feel like the absolute biggest driving factor in me going from wanting to sleep in every single day and just enjoying that to wanting and being so eager to get up in the morning has really been my feeling of purpose and urgency to get up. Now you're thinking, yeah, but I don't have that. Let me just tell you a story. In high school, I was completely drained of energy, and my mom and I even got to a point where we were trying to walk around, find stores that maybe would sell some sort of natural energizing something, because I was walking around in a fog. But really what it was, I can see now, is that I just wasn't excited about going to school. Like, I really didn't enjoy it. I just wanted to be creative. I wanted to dance. I wanted to do all these things, these other things that I was excited about. And it wasn't until the second half of the last year of my high school, I read my first self-development book. I've talked about this before. I read that first book and I set my first goals, and I got so excited. All of a sudden, my energy completely changed. First of all of my grades went up. I started moving so much more. I just started feeling so much more energy. Don't tell my parents this, but I started not skipping those morning classes that I had skipped the previous years because I didn't feel like getting up and going to those first lections, which I just didn't care about. That second half of the last year of high school, I was suddenly feeling like I had a purpose. There was a reason I was there, and I had set these goals for what I wanted for grades and why I wanted it. Even though it wasn't necessarily interesting to me and I didn't know why, because I had those goals, it gave me purpose. It gave me some sort of excitement. I think that's something we can all do. We can all, wherever we are, whatever we're doing, we can find joy in the thing that we're doing right now and set some goals that excite us. And yes, maybe it'll take a long time. Maybe we have to dig really deep to get to that place where we can find something that excites us within whatever it is that we're doing. It's not like my studies changed. It's not like any of the lectures I had changed. Like, nothing changed. I changed. And that's pretty powerful. Now, in the last couple of years since I started waking up really early, I have written down my goals every day, hyped myself up in that morning routine with my morning journaling and meditation and exercise. I've hyped myself up and gotten so clear on my goals and my dreams. There has been something that has been wanting me and being excited to get up in the morning. And I think that we can all do that, and we can make changes. We can choose to believe we're not able to make those changes, but I believe we always have a choice. Whatever you're in, I hope that you're willing to make that choice if you're wanting to have this urgency to get up in the morning. I think that you setting aside some time to figure out what it is that you deep down want. What are some goals that could excite you? I'm not saying that that is gonna make you not need an alarm in the morning. I do believe that it's gonna make you more excited to get up. I think we're all different when it comes to alarm, but I never thought I was able to not do that. I never thought that was possible. We never do know what's possible till we realize that there's new ways of living. We change our mindset. Regardless if you wanna get up early or not, writing goals down is always gonna be something that I will hype you up to do. Also, in the morning is when I definitely feel like I'm getting the absolute most creative and powerful ideas. And that makes me feel like this. Wait, what? Oh, it is working. There's just light outside so you can't see it, but it's having a party. I want to read something to you that Casey Neistat wrote in one of his videos. He said, "Sitting at my desk at the crack of dawn makes me feel like my day has purpose." And then he wrote, "Purpose is what powers everything." And I was like, whoa, that just is so accurate and so true to how I feel about my early mornings. I think that when we get up early and we're up anyway, we might as well go work out. We might as well eat healthy now that we've worked out. Then we might as well get some work done. And then it's only like 10 a.m. and we've already done so much, and that just feels so, so good. Everything we want in our life, discipline really is what's gonna give us that. If we want health, discipline with our food and with our workouts, what's gonna get us that. If we want financial freedom, discipline with how we use our money, how we save, how we invest is what's gonna get us that. If we want more time, then being disciplined with structuring our time in a way so that we will have free time to do the things that we want. Everything comes from discipline, and if we could get up a little earlier and that could get us into this flow of creating more discipline, then I think that's pretty cool. If you want to get up a little bit earlier, let me know in the comments below. Let me know what time you're gonna start waking up. There's no right or wrong. And then slowly, small increments, like start maybe getting up 30 minutes earlier every morning. Don't start with a 3-hour jump. That may be a little bit extra, a little bit too much at once. Just do it in small bites, and then also keep me updated on how that goes, because that's exciting. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. It helps me out so much if you'd hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell. Thank you so much for doing that. It helps my channel grow, and I want these videos to reach more people because I think that they maybe could help someone out there, and that would be really cool. And I hope you have a beautiful day, and I'll see you again very soon. Bye.